So, back to another chemistry lesson with me. So, today I'm going to show you how to do the order of operations in chemical formulas. So, this is what I'm going to show you how to do. In case you don't know the order of operations, it is this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS as we learned it. So, the first one is how many of each type of atom are present in two aluminum. That's a coefficient 2, and then it's 2 aluminum. Sulfur, oxygen, or is it 3? Okay. And then how many total atoms are present? So that's what we'll use. This is what we'll use the order of operations for. So we gotta find how many of each type and how many total are present. So that is what we're going to do. So your first step. Okay, so we're doing the order of operations to find the. So here's our order of operations that we'll use, and I'm going to go ahead and write our problem here. So it's coefficient 2, Al, superscript 2, sulfur, oxygen, superscript 4, parentheses, superscript 3. So that is your problem, and we're trying to find how many total atoms there are. So parentheses are first, so that's first in our order of operations. So we're going to bring our parentheses down here, and we're going to do that first. So whenever you can't see a superscript on an element, it is always an understood 1. So there is an understood 1 down here by the S. So literally all you're going to do to find the amount of atoms present in both of these elements is you're going to multiply by this number over here. So what is 1 times 3? 3, so there's 3 sulfur atoms. And what is 4 times 3? 12. So there's 12 oxygen atoms. So that's what we have so far. That's pretty easy. That's the first step. So we'll write that up here. We have 3 sulfur and 12 oxygen. So we have 3 of those and 12 oxygen. So now we take this next part, and this is where it's a little even easier. This is super easy. So how many aluminum? You can already see how much aluminum there is. There is only 2, so we can also write this here. Okay, now we take this number right here. This is the coefficient, and all we do is we multiply it by these numbers. Because you have 2 of all of the atoms, 2 times all of the elements. You have 2 times all of the atoms in this problem. So, Okay, so you're just going to take that 2 and multiply it by all of the total atoms you have. So we have aluminum, 2 times 2 is 4. Sulfur, 3 times 2 is 6. And then oxygen, 2 times 12 is 24. So those are all of that's your multiplication, and there is no division. So now all you're going to do to get the total amount of atoms is you're just going to add. And you add 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 24 is 34. So you have 34 total atoms in this element right here. So that's how you do that. So very, very easy. This next portion is just a little bit of math just to get the order of operations down pat. So this is pretty simple. So your first one is 4 plus 2 times 9 plus 1. So you're going to do, remember your order of operations. First one is parentheses, so we're going to do these first. 9 plus 1 is 10. Okay, so that's good. We've done this. There are no exponents. Next we multiply. So you're going to do 4 plus 2 times 10. So you take the 2 times 10 and you get 20. And then you're just left with the 4. We've done our multiplication. There's no division. And now we have to add. 4 plus 20, 24. And there is no subtraction, and we've done our adding. So there is the first one. Okay. B is 9 times 14 minus 4 minus 3. Okay. So your first, and remember your order of operations. I don't want to have to write this every time. Remember your order of operations. So your first is parentheses. So 4 minus 3 is 1. So we're done with the parentheses. And now we were left with 9 times 14 minus 1. There are no exponents. Okay, so now it's on to multiplication. 9 times 14 is 126. And this is what we're left with. So you just do 126 minus 1. That is 125. And there is your answer. So it's pretty easy. Now on to C. 7 times 2 plus 14 divided by 2 plus 23. I'm gonna make those division, make sure you can tell that's a division sign. There you go. You can tell now. So the first thing is your parentheses. And even in the parentheses, you still follow this. (14) divided by 2 is 7. And then plus 2 is 9. So we have 9. So we're left with 7 times 9 plus 23. So now we've done the parentheses. There were no exponents. Okay. On to multiplication. So 7 times 9 is 63. Okay. Plus 23. And that's what you're left with. 63 plus 23 is 86. So that is your answer for this problem. Your next one is 12 divided by 4 times 2 minus 1 plus 4 times 6. Okay. Two minus 1 plus 4 times 6. So you do your multiplication first. 4 times 6 is 24. And then 2 minus 1 is 1, so 1 plus 24 is 25. So now your parentheses are done, so you're left with 12 divided by 4 times 25. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 25 is 75. So that is your answer for that one. 75. Or no, letter E here. This is your last one. We got this. The last one for this section. 19 minus 42 divided by 6 times 2. 3 plus 4 minus 3 times 2. I know this looks long, but don't let it scare you. It'll be okay. So, I'm going to do a parentheses first. Okay, these are your order of operations, so we're going to do parentheses first, and multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 plus 4 is 7. Minus 7 minus 6 is 1. So, now, this is what you're left with. 19 minus 42 divided by 6 times 2 times 1. So, we're done with our parentheses, and there are no exponents, so we move on to multiplication. 2 times 1 is 2. 42 divided by 6 is 7. And then we have the 19. We do multiplication. 7 times 2 is 14. We have 19 minus 14, which is 5. So that is your answer for number E, is 5. Okay, this is our last section here, the last thing we have to do. So, A is your first one, and it's potassium and bromine. So, whenever, again, I'll say this again, whenever you can't see the superscript, it is always an understood 1. And all you do to find the total number of atoms is you just add. So, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 atoms total. That is your answer. B, same thing. We got Na2 and oxygen with an understood 1. So you just add 2 and 1, and you have 2 plus 1 equals 3. So you have 3 total atoms. Okay, C. This is where it gets just a slightly more complicated, but it's not hard. Not complicated at all. So, understood 1, understood 1, understood 1. So, you only have 1, so this is for sure you have 1. You have 1 silver. Okay? And now, so when you have the parentheses and the coefficient on the outside, when you have parentheses and the subscript on the outside, you're just going to multiply. 1 times 1, 1 times 3 is 3. And then 1 times 3 is 3. 1 plus 3 plus 3 is 7. So you have 7 total atoms in this element. You're supposed to be finding that. Okay. The next one, D, is H4NO3. Okay. So, understood 1, understood 1. So, 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 3. Because these are all of your these are your total these are your total atoms for each element. So 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. There are 9 total, and there's 1 nitrogen, 4 hydrogen, another nitrogen, 3 oxygen. Okay. E. Okay. So you have understood 1, understood 1. Now you're going to take this, multiply by the 3. So you're going to have a 3 and a 12. And then you have the 1 and the 4. Can't hardly fit it. So these are you have 3 nitrogen and 12 hydrogen. And then you have 1 phosphorus and 4 oxygen. 3 plus 12 is 15. Plus 1 is 16. Plus 4 is 20. So you have a total of 20 atoms present in this formula. Okay, F. Just 2 more. We got it. Okay. So there's one small different thing here. You might notice the 3 on the outside here. So all you're going to do is multiply this 3 by all of these, and there will be an understood 1 here. And then that's your numbers. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 times 4 is 12. So you have 21 total atoms present in this formula. Okay. Now G. Here's G. Just one more after this. This is a C. Don't let the bigger numbers scare you. It's just multiplication. 18 plus 12 is 30, plus 48 is 78. All right, that's it. I've done all the examples on here, so those are your problems explained. So there you go. Thank you.